Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Simulation Soccer League. Today we are going to be doing match day 10 of Division 1. I'm your host, Laser. Today I'm joined by...
Hello everyone. I am very excited for this one. There are a lot of close encounters to go on today, especially in these first three matches. First up for us, Athênai versus Catalunya, 5 versus 4. Good chance for Athênai to perhaps make up some ground in the standings and get away from that dreaded relegation zone. But speaking of which, those two that are currently in there do have to fight it out into London, taking on Seoul into London. Finally got their first win in 9 matches after defeating Sao Paulo. And also Buenos take on current league leaders Tokyo. Be a very difficult task for them, but they are at home, so could provide a significant advantage, along with Hollywood taking on Sao Paulo to finish out the day.
Yes, indeed. And will be a new beginnings for a couple of the teams in here. I know there's been a lot of trades made in the past few days. I know for one that we're going to get to see in our first match here, it'll be Nico Fischer was traded from Athênai to Romana, and John Zoidberg was sent back over as a part of that trade. So we will see him in an Athênai uniform for the first time.
It's quite interesting because mostly Zoidberg wasn't seeing that much play while at Romana, and perhaps this is Athênai looking to push forward and find themselves still up in D1, while Romana, who are currently second and are still in the heavy promotion race, will need to be using Fischer quite strongly in their games in order to try and get him back up into D1 as well.
Yes, indeed. And we've got a 4-3-3 from Athênai today. It looks like I think it's a 4-3-3 narrow diamond.
I call it that,
or,
yeah.
Catalunya.
We can't really call it much of a diamond, given it would just be a triangle, but...
Well, true. Hourglass, almost.
Yeah.
As we do have kickoff. Looks like Catalunya will just play around the midfield. Now we're getting somewhere. And no, we're not. That's out for a throw.
Yeah, seems like they might be able to make something of it, though, as Vin's whipping this one in.
Yeah, Vin's forward to, I believe that was Rising, but just over. Anderson not particularly troubled.
Yeah, well, did end up needing to leak, but they were able to put a stop to it. Mojo Rising just off with that header.
Yeah, and Catalunya's still on the attack from the beginning. It's Vin's with a cross in, and that's a goal 3 minutes in, and it's Dogwood Maple in the corner.
Dogwood Maple with a great shot there. Third in Golden Boot voting so far, and won't end up troubling Tiki Taka and Franco Torres just yet at the top of that list, but has put himself within one of Taka. It's just Vin's beating the new acquisition Zoidberg down to the flank, and I mean, it's a tough contest there. You got 4 guys going up for it. Dogwood Maple ends up outreaching everyone else, and that is a huge start for Catalunya to get on the board early.
Yes, indeed. And Catalunya very often strikes first and then kind of holds back, as we see a good save from Gunnarsson to block that breakaway attempt from Owen 44. Catalunya does like to break out early and then just kind of never look back, although they do tend to give up. Okay, if they do give up goals, it's usually right around that midpoint, somewhere right coming out of or right going into the halftime. Oh, wow. 44 almost had a goal off of that corner, but it was blocked by Vins at the line.
Yeah, huge defense there. Good work by Vin's just able to get the foot to it, and thank goodness he didn't use the hands to that, because that could have ended up being 10 and a pen.
Yeah. Yeah, now Athênai on the attack again. Labovic tries a shot, but Yarvinen's right there. Joker puts in a cross for Labovic, and Gunnarsson will hold.
Good sneaky play there. I believe that was from Marcus Vitaly Jaeger, who just able to flick that onto Didioka and try and keep that attack going. Got that second wind and allow them to maintain pressure. But Catalunya looking to counter.
Yeah, it's Yarvinen up to Rising, puts in a curling cross from Maple, who heads it towards the net, but not placed quite as well that time, although with that angle there was only so much you could do with it, and Anderson able to make the save.
Yeah, probably the best shot you had on offer there. Good stop by Anderson and in a 1-goal game.
Oh, huge tackle by Fist to save that goal from 44. Corner comes to nothing. Vince attempts a cross for Rising, but it's off of Ligmanen. And the corner is over off the Fist.
Yeah, nearly came back with it there. Lee Fist just got that great block on the other side of the goal and nearly put one in himself there, but just couldn't direct that one on target. Catalunya thus far, I feel like I've been maintaining most of the pressure here. You can see it in possession, 60-40, and I need to find a way to try and get Owen 44 rolling at the front here because he has not been able to really find many solid opportunities inside the area.
Yeah, and you have to wonder if part of that is Zoidberg on that wing not being yet quite familiar with the offensive tactics for Athênai. You see an opportunity from them go one-thing again, and now it's Catalunya. It's up to Maple from Rising, who shoots, and Anderson blocks. Maple is offside. I thought that looked a little sus. The clearance is picked up by Athênai. Then Joker up the near wing to the line, puts in a cross for Labovic, but Gunnarsson will hold.
Yeah, Joker had to wait into the last possible second to try and hit that cross in, and well, in spite of some more shots on target and greater chances, it seems like Catalunya's defense has been up to task here. It has been able to keep Athênai out of the goal column.
Yeah, and Athênai, although we haven't really seen a whole lot of opportunities from them. Most of the ones we've seen have been, we saw that one big look from 44 that was shut down. But they have had some good crosses and headers. It's just Gunnarsson has been right there to pick them up. Athênai as well has been doing better since that first goal inside of 3 minutes, but all you need is one sometimes. There might be one they can't get back because that is a...
Tried to loft that one for Joker there. I think it was offside.
Ah. That would explain that. Sherwood for Vinge. That was a good ball. Vinge up the far side to the line. Cross into Maple. Puts it on target, but Anderson picks it up.
Yeah, very difficult on those occasions to try and direct that one in there. You know, you're basically just trying to head it with the side of your head, and usually if that happens, it's very difficult to get a redirect.
Ooh, 44 got a steal there from Juliusen, but nothing doing immediately. We'll put it back to Ligmanen, who puts a very ambitious shot over the net.
You know, I was just about to say, that's a very ambitious shot.
Yeah. Yeah, and to your point with that shot from Catalunya, it was placed extraordinarily well for the opportunity that he had given to him. Just, it's almost impossible to convert from that angle no matter what.
Yeah.
Now Vince's corner for Maple's head is headed out. Catalunya is still attacking. Sherwood to Vince, puts a shot near target, but not on target, and that'll be a goal kick for Anderson.
Yeah, I did think that Anderson may have been caught flat-footed there, not expecting the long-range drive, but thankfully was not troubled, and Catalunya in the last 15 minutes have really been the ones to tighten the screws here. They might end up going up 2 very soon if they can continue this.
Yeah, as we see a slight injury to Sidney Ramirez there.
Give a take advantage. It looks like they're shaping to go down that left flank of Athênai's right.
I do think so. Staines, that was a through ball for Rising. The Rising was offside. So we'll go straight.
Too much weight on it anyway. I think he was trying to chase that one through.
Yeah. Yeah, now Athênai only about 15 minutes to make something happen. They've had opportunities. They just need to get them in. And there's Akamo. Oh, fingertips saved by Anderson, cleared out by Joker.
Great shot there by Okamoto. Rising played him in beautifully. Gave him an opportunity to really put the power down on it. But Anderson with a great stop.
And there's another opportunity, but it's off of Jaeger. Vim's corner is put out. Rising is going to chase it down now.
Yeah, no way to get through that line, though.
Yeah. Here is an opportunity for Athênai, perhaps. Gin Tonic on the wing for Labovich. That is hauled in. Over to Ramirez. Goes up to the line, puts in a cross for 44, and Fist with another very important block there. 44, it would have been hard-pressed to miss that. And here's 44 again on a through ball from Ramirez. Gets to the line. Chips Gunnarsson, and it's in. And that's the goal that Athênai's been looking for all match.
That is a huge goal of the grand scheme of things. And what a finish by Owen 44. It comes quickly off the throw, and then it's Ramirez. That's how he thought would be troubled. Ends up just sending one right through, and 44, picture perfect. Right over the fingertips of Gunnarsson. Top corner of the net. Beautifully played there, and now Catalunya, in order to get that result back, need to find a goal in what will be these final 5 minutes. 2 minutes of time has been added on.
Yeah, and there's Zoidberg with a shot. Gunnarsson saves. I didn't think there was any way that shot from 44 was going to hit the back of the net. He's done it again. He has two, and it's an Athênai lead.
Goodness me. Wow, what a comeback this has been. 2 goals in 3 minutes, and it's Gunnarsson's mistake there. Just cleared it out, looking for anyone in particular. Ramirez was right there for it and sent it right back in field. And Labovich with an inside ball, got by a leaf fist. 44, pretty much open drive, pick your spot. Went top shelf, the same spot he attacked, and suddenly Catalunya were looking at 1-0 and now down 2-1 and need to find one on this last play.
And it's not there. Vince attempted the through ball. Lind got his head to it, and that's going to be it. It is a incredible victory for Athênai. Hold it out at the very last second. According to the XG, it's a fair result, but I think that Catalunya really probably deserved at least 1 point out of that.
Yeah, well, I mean, that is reasonable, but I also feel like they just finally were able to get those clear-cut chances to go. Athênai were able to convert late on. I mean, you can see the spikes there from those shots that 44 took, and they came just at the perfect time. Unsurprisingly, Owen 44 getting that player of the match, a huge boon for them. Getting that victory will keep them firmly locked into mid-table there. And
Yes,
has given them some breathing space over Sao Paulo as well, who are still to play one of the tougher matchups tonight. Very difficult there for Catalunya to make any kind of headway, but I mean, they'll be reasonably safe where they are. They don't really have to worry about any kind of table position. It's just going to be a tough loss to take.
Yeah. Yeah, at the rate of Hollywood and Tokyo going, it would take a miracle to catch either of the two teams. But still not a bad showing. Catalunya firmly, as you said, firmly in place. Not a whole lot can happen with them, although this next match, a whole lot could absolutely happen, as we've got our current relegation candidates up against one another, Inter London and Seoul.
Yep, the two teams promoted thus far and not really been able to find much common ground with getting victories against D1 teams. But, I mean, we did see that Inter London seemed to be back on the up here. They got themselves a victory against Sao Paulo, but Seoul, however, did struggle. Lost 5-0 to a Franco Torres hat-trick. See, again, the 4-4-2 narrow diamond that we've seen in the past from Inter London. With Jerry and Clements at the front, while Seoul, who have lost their last 5 games, going for 4-3-3 here. Ryan going into that central defensive mid role seems like a more controlling formation, because I feel like that's been a source of Seoul's struggles of late. was just not really having the players in midfield that were willing to compete in that regard. And now we'll get to see if Seoul can win back control of that 7th spot and perhaps put themselves into a better zone. But Inter London with a win here would be within 2 points of Sao Paulo pending their result. So this will be an exciting affair no matter what the result is.
Yeah, absolutely. And with how things are looking in Division 2 right now, any team that goes down this season is not an automatic lock to come back up as you might have thought in some recent seasons. So avoiding relegation even more important than in previous seasons. Bit of sloppy passing from Seoul could lead to something for London. The floor to Yori, forward to Clements, has an opportunity, and Neuer gets his fingers on it. It'll be a corner.
Yeah, just try to dash up one end of the bottom corner, but Neuer cut off the angle super well there. Great save.
That's indeed in the corner from Jerry, put out by Danny Paul. David Doug puts a ball up to JJ Okocha. Doug with a cross. Put the cross in for Baraka Aloisi, but Yeboah makes the save. Yeboah also grabs that free kick from Aloisi and is going to look to clear. Does so, but Seoul has the ball back. And Seoul on a much more aggressive foot than we are used to seeing from them. Very close there. It was over the net.
Yeah, seeing a shot there from Danny Paul, nearly found it again, but just ended up cutting that one a bit too high.
Yeah. Yeah, originally looked as though it was headed right for that corner, but didn't quite get there. And now London with a throw from deep in Seoul territory. The floor over. Intended for McGurk, but Donnarumma will chase it down. London just biding their time, waiting for an opening. Tatayore forward to Jerry, and Jerry scored if he's onside. It looked close. Yes, he is offside.
Jerry offside again. Here's another look at that one, and yeah, immediately got beaten out there. Mertz just did not bite. Was watching Tenderloin there, made sure he set the line there, and there he ends up being caught offside once more, and a tough disallowed goal there for London.
Yeah, tough to have one in the net. No, it doesn't count, but it is also good to know that you can beat them, that you are very close to getting that goal. You just need one break to go your way. Because here's Seoul with a huge dribble by Okocha over to the edge. It's headed over by Aloisi.
Yeah, just a great cutout there of the attack attempted. Just really sent it right back. Okocha got a good amount of space given that the floor was trying to angle for that earlier cross, and that occasion just ended up making a... Oh, that's a big foul there for Paul.
That's a yellow.
Will be yellow. Now Jerry the free kick.
Free kick from distance when Neuer gets up and holds it. It was headed for the corner of that net.
Watch out here, the way they're playing from the back. They are pressing hard, but might be able to find something now.
Yeah, there's a good ball from Man to Okocha, forward to Paul, back to Okocha. Will end up being Gunnar Kennedy who scores! What a shot from the wingback!
Gunnar Kennedy getting his first goal of season 9, and what a time to do it right at halftime. Absolutely beautiful shot there, pretty much from just outside the area here. And it comes off a great little counter-attack. Kocha played it inside. Liam Ray with a flick on there. And yeah, just outside the Diva penalty area. Top corner of the net. Yeboah could really do nothing about it. Get some defenders in the way of that. And Seoul will go on for halftime break leading 1-0 with a huge goal there from Kennedy.
Yeah, beautiful goal, and one that Seoul really needed. It had been coming up to that point, 135 minutes at least since their last goal. That puts them on the board in the lead in a very important match for them. It'll be interesting to see how London comes out in the second half. We'll London is going to want to fight to stay up, having been up and down a couple times in the last few seasons, and winning this match, I think, is a must for either team going into the final 4 games of the season.
Yep. It will still be very difficult for either team to climb out of it, especially if Sao Paulo can nab a few upset points. And how those results go, it might just be a moot point and basically just saying which of our teams is going to get more prize money for our finishes.
Yeah. Yeah, those 3 points are essential for anyone wanting to climb out. They'll, as you said, need Sao Paulo's runs to go their way. They'll need to get some more things to go their own ways, as that was an opportunity, but too many white bodies in the way. And now Paul attempted a through ball. That is cut off very quickly.
Yeah, it just seemed like the cross was a bit too heavily weighted. He was trying to get Jerry the angle for the shot, but he needed to flick it down to Clements, given there was no real shot angle, and from there just could not convert.
Yeah, and we're seeing the second half roll by very quickly already in the 75th minute. Here we are, 83rd minute. Not a lot of action there in the second half. And it is Seoul with possession, working the outside of the box. Pierre Oud with a block. London will end up with it. Up the wing to Jerry. Jerry gets a line. It's off of Holmberg, and that'll be a corner for London. Jerry puts it in, and it is cleared out. London through ball for Pinkman, and that's in. No, it's not.
Another offside goal disallowed. You turn this around and the result turns around. But once more, yeah, I mean, we can't see Pinkman from this shot, but really the Lions can dictate it. And for the second time, London has a goal disallowed.
Yeah, they will need to score 2 in quick succession here. Certainly possible. Athênai just did it moments ago. And they are on the attack. McGurk forward to Jerry. Jerry's offside, I think.
Yep. Another one. Continues to plague them.
And now only a few seconds left, and it looks like Seoul will pick up their second victory of the season. Barring some last-moment heroics.
I think Holmberg could be able to run this down, and does. Yeah, so much for being back. Another loss for Inter London.
Yeah, Inter London now a single point behind Seoul. They have dropped back to 8th in the table. And just a disheartening loss to take, really. They had the quality to get the win. Things just didn't go their way today, and a beautiful shot by Gunnar Kennedy was the clinching moment in the match.
Yeah, I know some people will say that is undeserved, but, well, I mean, been referred to as ex-cope, and I feel like that's exactly what Inter London will be dealing with right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you stay on side for those 2 goals, then the win is right there, but
You also don't really get a good opportunity to slot those, perhaps.
Yeah, true. There is a side to every coin, and unfortunately it didn't flip London's way today. That will make the bottom of the table quite interesting, as really Sao Paulo almost needs a win here. A loss could make things very dangerous for them, or even a draw would be good. Some kind of points for Sao Paulo coming into their match, but that is not the next match on the day. Next match on the day will Buenos Aires and Tokyo.
Yep, of course, Tokyo only have had the 1 draw and 1 loss that has plagued an otherwise perfect season, whereas Buenos Aires only ever had the 1 draw as well. 5 wins, 3 losses, and a lot of those losses have been big. Well, they've been close victories, hence only a +3 goal difference, while Tokyo sits at a +17 as we see there the classic 4-2-3-1. Caleb Hayden at the front there of Kaido Asagi and Rise. See how Rashford and Soderbergh can combine together to control that midfield.
Yeah, we saw another one of the 4-4-2 narrowed diamonds for Buenos Aires, with lethal weapon Franco Torres up there at the top. Buenos Aires attack runs through Torres. When he scores, they do well, and when he doesn't, it can get rough.
Yeah, I mean, that's been the story for a lot of Franco Torres' teams in truth, because it felt like a very similar story from when he was at Cairo.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Edwin van der Sloot has also made his presence known. He is a threat that must be taken seriously, but playing at that shadow striker, that was very close for Caleb Hayden off the attack from Tokyo. Van der Sloot playing at that advanced mid, excuse me. He's not a shadow striker today. Advanced mid, central midfielder, just very difficult to get goals from that position. There's a through ball for Hayden. He's going to shoot, and Oak down makes the save. It'll be a corner. Nessie puts it in. Gorkov puts it out. Soderbergh up to Rashford. Back to Visser. All the way over to Linnea Nessie, way on the other end, into Skyrise. Forward. It's a header on target by Shinji Kaido. It'll be cleared out by Buenos. And that is just outside for Skyrise off the free kick.
Yeah, all the pressure right now, Tokyo, but now a chance of Buenos Aires off the bar from Brooks Patron.
Yeah, very close. Not quite there. They're getting another throw to try and do it again. And Vandersloot just bounces it off of Mike Rupp's face.
Yeah, 4 bodies in the way of that shot. Tokyo doing basically hockey-style shot blocking there to try and keep that one out. And well, I feel like the goalkeeper will be thanking the start of that. W. Rube does leave the league in clean sheets, of course, with 5. Leave it to co-lead, of course, but he has been very solid in net and has been a good reason why Tokyo have had this run of form that they have been on.
Yeah, W. Rube has been a large part of that, as has, I believe it is Linnea Nessie, who is currently leading the league in average match rating, well over 8, which is just fantastic for anybody. Here's an opportunity. Torres had a run, couldn't get anything off of it. And now Buenos working the outside of the box. Here's Tali with the free. 2 of Katarina, but Rashford read it well. And now it's an opportunity for Tokyo. That was a good ball onto Caleb Hayden, who shoots, and it's just wide.
Yeah, I'm surprised there wasn't an early come out there for Oakdown to just try and pounce on it once it hit the area, but it allowed Hayden a chance, but couldn't put it on target.
Yeah, and that corner from Tokyo on the opposite, that corner from Buenos on the opposite end, cleared out by Tokyo. And here's something, it's Van der Sloot, shoots from distance. Rube is able to get there and hold.
Yeah, it's almost the second time of asking shot there. I thought that shot was blocked out, as there's a foul there on Tali. And will be a card, it seems. Will be yellow for him.
Yeah, and that'll be a free kick from a good bit out from Mika Rashford. It's in, and Oakdown has to get over to save it, but does so. Placed very well, but not quite well enough to get past Oakdown.
Yeah, that was a tough parry there, because it definitely fell for another opportunity, but thankfully I believe it was of Katarina that was able to pounce on the rebound and get themselves, keep this game right where it is at 0.
Yeah, and that was a good header from Torres off of that. I think it was an attempted cross that was blocked by Tokyo, and Torres said, "No, I'll just shoot that anyways." Save is made by Rube, though. And Gorkov with a shot that is blocked.
Yeah, call it a shot, call it a cross, whatever. Still was knocked out there by Asagi.
Indeed, and that was... Guevara was crashing the box hoping to get there, but didn't quite make it happen. Now Buenos again, just looking for open men. Trying to poke a hole in that Tokyo defense. Torres through to Gorkov. Gorkov shoots. Mike Rupp will make a block. As we see, Buenos is right there, playing very aggressively. Jeeves on the far wing. Got 3 crashing, but Versetti unable to make it happen. Here's Jeeves again with a cross. That was a scrum there in front of the net. It looked like it was blocked by Rube originally, and then cleared out after a moment of chaos. Messi's header goes nowhere. Vandersloot will pick the pocket of Helena Soderberg and promptly give it straight back to Tokyo. Now Kaido in the box, over to Rashford. And that is off of the corner from Skyrise, a header with venom, just in the wrong place. Could have been placed a hair bit better, it would have been in, but that will mean that we are even at 0 at the half, although Tokyo certainly, I think, deserves to have at least one based on what we've seen so far.
Yeah, you could probably say because it's expected 2 here, but really it's just been the finishing hasn't really been on target here. I mean, Buenos Aires only shooting at 25%, Tokyo not even shooting above 33% in terms of shots on target, and it's going to be very difficult for all of them, I think, to try and find it, especially with the way that Oakdown and Rube have been playing of late. It's going to be still a tough task for any of these sides to break through here, but anyone that does, I mean, this does feel like next goal wins.
Yeah, it does. I feel like it almost feels like any goal here would just blow open the gates, and the team that scores is going to score 2 or 3. And it's Buenos on the attack now. Kaido says no thank you. Hook down through to Vandersloot, to Gaverno, through to Torres. Torres shoots, and Torres has a goal. 47th minute, 2 minutes after the restart of the match, and it's Franco Torres puts his team out in front, and that is a big goal.
Yeah, I mean, Koshe Oakdown here basically sending that one 50 yards, something fierce with that boot, and Gaverno tapped it through there. Torres got right by Vercetti. We've seen that Vercetti has been able to largely contain him, but not on that occasion, given that he probably wasn't expecting having to be called into action again where that ball was, but once he did, Torres was right there to take advantage, and they switched on and gave Buenos Aires a huge lead in this match.
Yeah, and they will want to add to that as quickly and as much as they can, as here's Gorkov driving to the line. Back into Torres. Torres has another! Less than 2 minutes later, Torres has doubled his total, and it's 2-0 Buenos Aires.
Well, you said if anyone's going to do it, then they're going to score and break up the floodgates. Exactly what happens here again. Torres, great shot across the face of goal and right into the net. Beautiful play there, and Franco Torres has himself a double.
Yeah, as he is so prone to do, he has 2. He's going to be going for that 3rd, try and get his 4th hat trick of the season. 2 in Cup, 1 in Division. He has been absolutely lethal this season. Although here's an opportunity for Tokyo to get one back. It's Sky Rise to the box. Oakdown saves. Tough angle for Rise there, but a good opportunity nonetheless. Messi was offside there.
Yeah, you can see a lot of cheers going out there from that one.
Yeah. Rashford up the far wing. Cross back over to Messi. I thought she might shoot, but did not. And she just bounces it off of Ash Jeeves for a corner. Corner put in. Nothing immediately. Ricchetti to Kaido. Doesn't really have anyone in the box he can give it to. It's going to cause a bit of a reset. Up to Caleb Hayden. Now they have a slight chance if they can get there quickly before Buenos Aires resets. There it is. It's Hayden. Hayden has one in. Flag stays down. He's onside. It's a goal for Tokyo, and they needed that one.
Yeah, huge goal there, and one that really could give him some hope here. It's Nessie with just a quick ball in, and Hayden easily one-timing that one home.
Beautiful assist.
Yeah, now again we get to see just perfectly timed run as well. Right on the money. Guevara putting Hayden on, and now just a one-goal game.
Yeah, and a one-goal game is anyone's game. But we see another immediate double very nearly, but it's just over. But Tokyo's not done attacking. That's up for Hayden. He's missed just wide. Gorkov with a free. That's thrown way back to Tolly, then up again to Guevara. Gets to the line, puts it across. Rupp says, I'll take that. Dispossessed is Sky Rise. It's a through ball. And the danger is cleared by W. Rube.
Yeah, just kind of Mike Rupp there, just I believe it was, that was disturbed by Guevara, and then just suddenly they pounced on it. Here's a chance sent wide there from Governo, though. That could have easily made it 3-1.
Yeah, that was... I didn't even see Governo until the ball was headed his way. That very dangerous chance.
And so misspeak there was Gorkov that interrupted it and then gave Governo the chance, but nonetheless. Chance
Here's
now.
Chance for Tokyo. Sky Rise went for Kaido, but Knight was in the way.
Yeah, no sweat on that occasion.
Now back to Nessie. Knight heads it out again. It's so difficult for Tokyo to get through this Buenos Aires back line. And Torres with a strong dribble is pushed over. That'll be...
Yeah, this could be second yellow.
This could be a red. It is. It's a red for Miko Rashford on a double yellow. And that is a massive loss for the Tokyo squad.
Yeah, one has to wonder, what are they going to do here with this? Because that's one of your key suppliers in midfield. Now you have to deal with an injury here. Oh, sorry, a sending off, rather. Helena Soderberg is the only one that now is able to control midfield, and Tokyo, who needed a goal, instead let frustration get the better of them, and Mika Rashford sent off now down to 10 men.
Yeah, and I mean, no immediate repercussions, but even if there are no immediate repercussions, that's one less player that you can get involved in the match to try and get that one goal back, to try and salvage 1 point. You really needed 2. Although here's an attack. It's Hayden with a good run, and Oakdown able to block that into the stands. Messi puts it in and bounce back out. Buenos will recover. Especially for a Buenos team that both times has made their goals through the middle of the field. It is not great to lose somebody that was essential to trying to make sure those goals didn't happen. Buenos Aires just playing around a bit, it would seem. And now Kaido up the far wing for Tokyo, puts in a cross for Caleb Hayden, who shoots, and that is blocked by Oakdown, cleared by Jeeves.
Yeah, Jeeves really didn't want the corner to come about either, and that could have really put the cat amongst pigeons. Even if you do have one less contender there, it's going to be very difficult. All chance now for Torres.
Torres with a great steal there. Laid it off to his teammates, who turned it over. Now with only a couple of minutes left. Oh, it's Governo for to Torres, who shoots, and that's saved by Dobby Rube.
Yep, 3 minutes added on here. Still a lot of time to change the result of this game.
Yeah, certainly possible for Tokyo to get that one and get that point. But Buenos has no indication of slowing down, and we are very
that
quickly
offside
at
might
this
do it.
3 minutes. And there it is. It is a victory for Buenos Aires. It is the second loss of the season for Tokyo. And pending this next match, that could... Am I crazy? I feel... Is our next game Hollywood, Sao Paulo?
That is the next game.
Okay, I'm not crazy. I was second-guessing myself. But yeah, this next match could make the championship race extremely interesting. It has certainly pushed Buenos Aires closer into contention. I believe that will... How many points were they on, Sock?
16.
16, so that
Above
jumps them
within
to
3.
19. Push them within 3 for now. A Hollywood loss to Sao Paulo would really be interesting, but just a very good
cat
game.
amongst the pigeons there, and would also pretty much look up relegation too. But so perhaps I'll just make the next forecast that we have a D1 less fun because not much else to talk about.
Yeah, very true. Other than, well, at that point, we would have a very interesting title race.
Well, very fair, yeah. We'd still have, 4 games to go, but aside from that, placings would just be kind of sorting it out, and only a title that would be noteworthy in truth.
Yeah. Yeah, as we are set to go for Hollywood and Sao Paulo. Looks as though we will have a 4-3-3 for Hollywood. And one of their typical 5-3-2s, I think, from Sao Paulo.
I believe it's a 5-2-1-2, but, details.
Yeah. Whatever it is, it has worked for them so far. And Hollywood is coming off of a 6-0 loss to Reykjavik in the Cup. They will want to set the record straight on that one very quickly, and Sao Paulo might be the unfortunate party getting the other end of that record setting. Today is here's Tiki Taka, who has one in the first 30 seconds. The flag stays down. And yeah, that's a record. Consider the record set.
Yep. I'm not sure if that's the record for the fastest goals there, but Tiki Taka just beating Matt Mayhem, no trouble. And it's a simple chip there. 25 seconds on the clock there when the ball crossed the line. So unbelievable start there. It seemed like Sao Paulo were threatening early on, but it was just a quick counter, and Taka had no trouble coolly slotting that one home, and Hollywood immediately find themselves up and currently in position 1.
Yeah, very little after that immediately. Although here's a steal from Ansha, puts it up to Newman, to Biscuit, who shoots from long ways out, it's just outside. Sao Paulo will need to get a goal quickly. That was very nearly a second for Hollywood. Rage was able to save it.
Actually, that was a goal kick. George Costanza just over the bar, though would have been saved had it been directed downward.
Yeah. Very true. My brain processes things and then I speak, and the connection just doesn't make it there in time.
Yeah, which can put you in big trouble, which is why you don't speak. Not saying
Yeah.
that you shouldn't, just
Oh,
saying that's
Taka.
why you don't.
Yeah. Taka had an opportunity there, but he was flanked very closely on the right, had to put it to Rage's near post, and Rage able to make a save.
It was
Hollywood
also quite
does.
interesting for me because I believe it's only the first or second game that we've seen Jersey Moda having played for Hollywood and already got himself a little bit of noteworthiness with that assist to Tiki Taka, of course. Franco Torres does have a double there, and so right now Tiki Taka is only looking at the silver boot, but don't imagine that he will be giving that one up anytime soon.
Yeah. Yeah, as we have reached halftime in a largely uneventful a largely uneventful first half of the match, other than, 30 seconds in, we have a goal for Hollywood, but beyond that, they really haven't been able to do a whole lot. They have less shots total than Sao Paulo, but they do have two on target. Sao Paulo has yet to put one on the net. Usually, we're used to seeing a lot more shots from Hollywood, so it'll be interesting to see how the rest of the match plays out after the half here. Both teams need to wake up a little. Will we see Sao Paulo do exactly what Hollywood did to them? Nope.
Yeah, I mean, this feels like it could be a story of what happened in the first match, which I won't technically spoil the results, but yeah, we did have an early goal, and then it ended up being two late ones. So, I'm sure Sao Paulo will know of that and perhaps be looking to emulate it.
Yeah, very much so. Here's an opportunity for Sao Paulo. It's on to Biscuit. Too many men in the box for Hollywood now. Back to Fessenvets. That is a cross for Kofi Ansha, and that is just over. Be a goal kick for Hollywood.
Yeah, it was really good work there from Sao Paulo. Able to find an open man, but they still haven't been able to trouble almost the Heretic whatsoever with any kind of shot. Nothing on target. No saves needed to be required out of him.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got to get at least one on target. Even the one that you do get could end up being the one goal that you need. Can't score if they're not on target. Taka with a casual shot almost that nearly got in from way out. That was something.
Yeah, it's one of those seeing eye shots that we talked about in previous casts that just looked like it had a little bit of venom on it that could have troubled him, but was able to make another stop. Hollywood right now seem to be holding firm here, just have not allowed Sao Paulo many chances, and it's been largely defensive so far, and I don't imagine that we may see many more, though. I mean, mentioned the previous game, would be a carbon copy, perhaps.
Yeah, we're already to the 88th minute. We're to the final seconds of the game already. The corner from Bismo Funyuns is headed out. That might be it.
Might be enough stoppage time to whip one more inside.
Yeah, Brunovic puts in a header. That is it. And it's going to be a 1-0 victory for Hollywood. That's going to put them in sole position of the league title. It's going to put Sao Paulo 2 matches out of relegation. And that was, well, the first 30 seconds were the most exciting.
Yep. And then from there, it's like they just decided to be West Germany now. No, West Germany and Austria circa 1982.
Yeah,
Anyone knows that one? That was a match where they just had West Germany score early on because then both could advance. But I mean, Sao Paulo still had a lot to play for and never really seemed like they could get much of a threat going. So
yeah, I
perhaps it's
think
just. Go on.
Yeah, I think that Sao Paulo struggled to get through the back line of Hollywood there with their three essentially strikers in the middle. The wingbacks try to feed the strikers, and it just never got going for them. The back line, both wings, shutting down the wingbacks into the center, keeping the strikers out, did their job extremely well. As we now get a look at the table following the matches. Hollywood, of course, will retain their pole position. Although technically they do jump to first after being down
Yeah,
on
they were behind on goal difference, so they do take outright pole now. It's because Tokyo, to continue this analogy, set their lap time sooner.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Tokyo at 22, only a single game out. Buenos is now 2 games out, although they were 2 games out before, but that victory over Tokyo was a big win for them. And then Catalunya, Athênai seem largely safe now, and it's Sao Paulo, Seoul, and Inter London who will be battling it out to see who of the three is able to stay up. Technically, Athênai and Catalunya both could go down, but unlikely
It's
at this stage.
mathematical.
Yeah, very much so. But I think that is just about it for us today, unless you have anything else, Sock.
No, I'm just all gonna look forward to match day 11, of course. Given that we're just about at the three-quarter way point, we'll hit that after we play our first 2 games of the season there, and with London and Seoul now just both trying to vie out, and it just feels like another repeat story where it seems like Hollywood is in a title race with another, and then it's just a tough loss if they take to another team, be it a trap game or a top mid-table favorite. They just end up dropping those points, and Hollywood just continues to run away with it. I'm not saying it's scripted, but it's a Hollywood script.
Yeah. Yeah, it is, and they are well on their way to getting that fourth consecutive victory. They just need to not lose, really, is about it.
Yeah, you can't afford to drop points right now, and Tokyo unfortunately dropped 3 points right there, and that really opens the door for them, especially given that, well, they'll still have to play, I believe, continuing on.
I
Looking
do
through the schedule
believe
here,
that
yeah, they play
is.
matchday 12, though matchday 11 is still to come. Tokyo has to play into London, and Hollywood against Catalunya. Also, Sao Paulo versus Buenos Aires, and Seoul Athênai.
Yeah, that should be a very interesting match day next. Well, that will be tomorrow, I believe. Tomorrow evening will it be match day 11, following Division 1 at match day 10 at this time tomorrow. But that will be tomorrow's games. That is it for today's games. I have been your host today, Laser. I've been joined by.
Sark, thank you for having us, and we shall see you next time.
Yes, indeed. Have a good night.